Hi, it's Sunny. So today I am going to review our top 2 performers in last night's episode 3 of Dancing with the Stars. And for the first time, I agree with the judges' first placements. And those 2 were Jason Mraz and Daniela, and Pasha with Ariana. So kicking off, we have Jason Mraz and Daniela. They did a jive, which is a Latin dance, to the song Do You Love Me? And every time I see him, I am utterly gobsmacked by his natural abilities. And one of my students commented Monday with an accurate observation that had not occurred to me. There is no way this guy has no dance experience and probably has ballroom dance experience. There's no way anyone comes out of the chute dancing like that. And ding, 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 ding. It occurred to me, although I have not heard this scenario from any of my friends who have appeared on Dancing with the Stars, I did hear this exact scenario, from a friend who appeared on So You Think You Can Dance, okay? And what they did was, one of these dancers, the show presented totally inaccurately, and the dancer themselves recognized this and was like, well, this is weird, as not having any dance experience, being the dark horse. And of course, naturally, the audience, kind of cheers for the underdog, and they knew this person was going to go very far, if not win that season. And that is, eventually what the series progressed to be. And this was completely manufactured just to up the ante with the audience emotional investment, okay? So it would not shock me at all if this was going on here with Jason. Pretty confident it is, even though I do not know that for a fact. For 46 years old, I believe they said he's 46. He's as strong as I would expect someone to be at his age. But he has outstanding gross motor skills. So for example, I don't know if you noticed, he did jive kicks. And I would expect his timing to be great as a professional musician, which it was, but the speed at which he could hit each position and syncopation is not something that someone is just born with. That actually takes quite a bit of reputation, because those big muscles like your thighs don't naturally move very quickly. As a dancer, it takes years to train for that level of coordination, okay? I loved that when they got to the judges, Derek was the one that commented first. And as you know, in my observation, Derek is the only one that actually has the ability to empirically evaluate the dancing. The other judges, though they absolutely bring, audience interest and their kind of crazy words that they say, but they don't know what they're looking at. It's more of an impression of what they're seeing. That being said, this is not a true ballroom dance competition. It is reality TV. And honestly, if viewers do consist of 50% of their marks, none of the viewers know what they're looking at either. So just someone's general impression of a non-dancer does matter in this series a lot. So that's where that showmanship comes into play somewhat. And I think Jason is going to have a heads up on his competition in that level. Okay. The other place couple they tied for first was Ariana with her partner Pasha. And as I've shared with you previously, I am partial to this couple. I have no clue who Ariana is, but I do know Pasha personally, and he is not only an extraordinarily accomplished dancer, but a wonderful, sweet person, and was always just wonderfully kind to his partners and just a sweet person. So I've been rooting for them since day one. And as I mentioned in the last 2 episodes, every episode, the producers throw this couple under a bus with some sort of horrible hurdle. In the episode 2, they gave them a terrible song to dance to, very difficult. In episode 1, they put them very last in the lineup, which means the people calling in to vote had literally 90 seconds to call in before the cutoff deadline for votes in. occurred. The other dancers, people could, reflect on and vote at their leisure. Those people went up to 2 hours earlier, so that was not fair. And once again, leave it to the show. They put another huge hurdle in front of Ariana and Pasha, which was they were assigned a quickstep. This is an extraordinarily difficult dance for a beginner. Once you're experienced in kind of the more fundamental dances, certainly salsa is the easiest, single time swing, waltz, but you really work your way up to quickstep. So it was a very difficult dance for a beginner, and once again, they crushed it. Ariana had beautiful arms. She did have a sagging left side and left elbow, but at this stage of the game with her experience level, I think if we saw any other couple do this dance, they would have been worse than she was. So I am not throwing shade at all. She was amazing. Another weakness for Ariana that is common among all newcomers is in these traveling dances, they have too straight of legs all the time, which creates kind of a stilted movement. But again, if all the other dancers had done a quick step, I think she would have held her own and probably still been in first. But that's something that would be nice if she could work on that a little bit through the season, and I bet she will as all the dancers improve this season. She has beautiful leg extension. I don't know if you noticed the scissor kicks in the quick step. Lovely. She has great core strength, not collapsing her sides for the most part. I loved Kasha's strategic choreography. Although in true competitive quickstep, you were in closed hold the whole time, meaning I would never be next side by side with my partner. That's called shadow position. I wouldn't be 4 feet away, just holding hands. I would be up close, snuggled up with my arms touching his and vice versa. But I love that he incorporated some complementary styles that you could do to quickstep music, like Charleston, where they could dance in shadow or farther apart, which makes it a little easier for her to show off and just be on balance at this stage of the game. It also makes it a little bit easier if they have that distant two-hand connection for him to kind of, I'll say ninja style, negotiate her through the figures. We do that a lot in pro. We want our partners to look best, and that's part of why you pay the pro. You want to look your best, and they can help you do that. Okay. So tonight's guest judge was Michael Strahan. That was kind of a surprise. But that's fine. He's no more incompetent or competent than Carrie Ann and Bruno. So, hey, I'm glad to have him there. Derek is the only judge, again, who comes from kind of an educated perspective. So I always kind of weigh his marks a little more. But for just show appeal, I do like that they have these kind of personalities and celebrity, panel people, okay? So, in a nutshell, season end this season, I predict that either Jason and Daniela or Pasha and Ariana will win this thing. Certainly if it's based on the dancing. And I would say a close third place would be Charity Lawson. Unfortunately, this series is 50% based on a popularity contest, okay? So this does change the predictions somewhat. For people that are a fan of Jason's music, he's probably a shoo-in. The Ariana lady, Pasha's partner, she is on a TV show called Vanderpump Rules, which is a reality show, which means there's probably some cross-pollination in the audience calling in. But her reality show is on Bravo TV. So in this category altogether of popularity contest, my vote would go to Charity because she was on this star on this season's Bachelorette, which is on the same network, okay? So that's also an ABC show like Dancing with the Stars. So I look forward to seeing one of these three get that mirror ball. And my first pick would be Jason. Second pick, Pasha and Ariana. Okay, guys, see you soon. I'll have more reviews later or tomorrow. Bye.